Good morning, y'all. It is me. I'm back. I did a little mini update last night on just putting myself out there, letting y'all know that I'm still here. Life is still going as always, and I thank God for that. I'm at my job site. I'm early, as pretty much always. And I just thought, I got a good 20 minutes or so I'll just sit here and just go over how I've been feeling lately and just trusting in God and trying not to be too overwhelmed. So, I've been getting the kids ready over the weekend. I took off Monday and Tuesday. The first day of school was August 12th for us. Everybody got new schools. I took those days off just in case somebody needed me. My 8-year-old Taraji starting a new school. She's not used to a public school setting. And, the other kids are going to all new school. My son is now at I guess they call it like a magnet school. And he has to wear uniforms that he's not happy with. But, he's okay. He's actually seen some people, some friends that he knew from his old school and stuff. So, but yeah, just trying to get all this stuff together. Hit some snags along the way that was out of my control financially. So that set me back. So I'm like catching up from that this week. And it's like I call on God daily to help me get through whatever it is I'm going through. And I kid you not, once I just get so overwhelmed with everything and I'm taking on too much, and I get to the point where I'm just like, okay, I'm just start running down the road, hollering and screaming because I just can't take it no more. I just sit down somewhere by myself and just start praying. And I have been asking God to help me not get to that point. I'm working on myself to not get to that point. As soon as I take on or feel like I'm starting to get overwhelmed, I want to be able to just calm myself, just breathe, and I get so frustrated because, this is not the life that God wanted for us to have. And I'm 40 years old and I'm still dealing with this. And I know a lot of other people are too. And it's just so crazy because it's like I know everything is going to work out. I feel it in my innermost being that everything is going to work out. He's always come through for me. Things have not always gone like I wanted them to, in the way that I want them to. I may set things up to go one way, and I guarantee you, if God has another way, because I always say, Lord, this is what I want. This is how I want things to go, or this is how I want things to be. He may see things differently. Most of the time he is, because I can't see what he sees, and I only can look through these center eyes, but God knows better. And the last year has been a trial, and not so much a trial. It has been very humbling, very humbling. Some of the things that we've had to go through as a family, financially, emotionally, just stuff amongst us, me, the kids, my husband, and just being able to stick with it, to not give up, and to love each other through it. There are times we got on each other's nerves because of something totally not to do with each other. And you just have to pray that God comes in those moments and helps and fixes us. And But, you know, back to being overwhelmed, you know, I'm working on myself as far as not getting to the point where I'm just going to run down the street hollering and screaming and stuff, you know. But yeah, the kids started school. I did get upset. I have my son, because I have to be to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I have my son, get him accustomed to the fact for my 8-year-old. The first day, that morning, he rode his bicycle. She rode hers to school. And it's a pretty long road. Her school is a little further than his, maybe a block or two away than his. So yeah, they're riding, and I'm like making sure, I'm telling him, make sure she stays with you. When you cross together. And it's not major roads, it's little side roads, but it's a lot of little side roads. And for Taraji, being 8 years old and never really having to cross roads or anything like that, it was a challenge. But anyways, the ride there was good. As they rode bicycles, I drove the car, and I met her at her school. And it was so funny because, like, I had never been to this school. I don't know the routine. So I'm parking where I see other people park, because the line was ridiculous. I didn't even realize it was a parking lot on the other side I could have parked in. But anyways, that was about empty because everybody else was parking on the side roads. I guess they thought it was going to be full in the parking lots or whatever. So I park where everybody else is. Some people walking through this bush and stuff like that. I walked all the way around looking for her, because she was supposed to pass by me on that road, and I didn't see her. And I'm calling my son, calling him. Mind you, before we left the house, he was like, "Ma, should I leave my phone ringer on or cut it off? Or put it," he said, "on vibrate or put it on silent." I said, "Put it on silent. You know, you don't, want it going off while you're in class," is what I was thinking. What I should have told him is leave it on until he gets to school and then cut it off. So as I'm waiting on the corner for her to pass by, like, she should have came this way, And then all of a sudden I could see in the distance people going behind the school. I'm like, I know he didn't go that way. That wasn't the way that we talked about. But anyways, I'm standing there, and I'm calling his phone, blowing up his phone. No answer. All of a sudden, I'm duoing him. It's like you could talk face to face, video chat, and he still doesn't answer. All of a sudden, I get in the middle of me calling him on the duo, he's texting me, "Mom at school." I'm like, wait a minute. Now, he gotta see me calling him. I'm thinking to myself, and he not answering. He at school, where is she? So I'm walking up there to the school. I'm like, maybe she uphill somewhere, came through the back. I don't know. I get up there, and lo and behold, she's sitting there with her bicycle in the front of the school, just waiting. So I'm like, oh my God, there you are. And she's like, yeah. So I'm like, well, we got to figure out, what to do with her bike. So we asking people. Finally, we got to take it all the way in the back. We do that. I'm going to walk her to the cafeteria. She's only been to this school one time for orientation, and that was it. So, I knew where stuff was. I could remember, but the lady was like, "Go on, baby, to the cafeteria." And I'm finna go too. And she was like, "Oh, no, ma'am. You can't go past these yellow, look like not bar things. Like, I don't know, these cemented poles in the ground. They were yellow." And she was like, "You can't go past there unless you got a kindergartner and you can walk down." I just stood and looked at her. In my head, this is my baby. She's never been to this school before. I don't want her lost. I don't want her scared. I don't want her upset her first day. I want this to be a good experience. And I'm like, okay, this is her first day. She don't even know where the cafeteria is. And then she was like, "Oh, baby, it's that way. Go down and turn, Mind you, she walking and went the wrong way. I'm standing there like, she better go find my baby, get her where she need to go. Anyways, so annoyed with her, but I'm going to find out her name. But anyways, yeah, so, she finally went. Papa went to school. Ariana, I got back in time, walked her to her bus stop, which I thought was cool. You know, she's 11th grade. Most high schools, like, my mom ain't walking me to my bus stop, but she was fine with it. She got off to school, and everything was good with the world. I had 2 babies home, and then about, I don't know, 10 o'clock maybe, I get a phone call, almost 10 o'clock. I get a phone call saying that, Ariana's calling me, Mama, they say I gotta go home because they don't have my schedule. Kind of find out I'm like, oh my God. Now mind you, her school takes me 23 minutes to get to. And it's a long, boring road. Boring. But anyways. So she goes, hangs up. I call her old school, like, what's going on? Y'all was supposed to withdraw her last week sometime. And the lady was like, oh, I'm going to check on it. We got a whole office full of people, whatever. So then I go get her. I leave the young kids home with my oldest, and I go get Ari. And when I get there, the lady was like, oh, I just talked to the people, and that whole shebang. But anyways, mind you, 2 hours later, I think they was in 3rd period, finna go to lunch or 4th period. I told this lady, listen, she'll come back tomorrow and pick up her schedule. I can't sit here all day. Because mind you, I got to pick Taraji up at 2:05. So, we left. She went back Tuesday. They had her schedule, and she went on by her day. But that was the first day of school. My Sunday was good. Taraji eventually came home, and she had an okay day. I let her ride her bicycle home, which she had to ride by herself because my son doesn't get out till later. About 20 minutes later. And I didn't want her just waiting around for that long for him to get out. So what did I do? I drive down there, meet her where her bicycle is, show her the back way out. And me and her, I'm driving a little bit. She goes, I stopped to get out the car so she could cross these little roads because she is like, so it was, oh my God, y'all. It was, she got out of school. They let her back there to get her bicycle about 2:20. It literally took me forever. We didn't get home till about 3 o'clock. Yeah, about 3 o'clock. What time is it? Oh, it's not gonna let me see. It was insane. Absolutely insane. I was so annoyed. It didn't make no sense. But yeah, I was like, yep, she's gonna be a car rider. I get off early enough to go get her. I'm not finna deal with it. So I talked to my son. He's gonna, she's gonna ride on his bike with him to school. And do it that way. First day was crazy. Second day went much better. But yeah, everything is okay now. Everybody is falling somewhat into place. Now I'm trying to get the 2 younger kids in early Head Start. So we'll see how that goes. I need to wash my hair so bad. But yeah, sometimes I just feel so overwhelmed, and then I have to think about how God has brought me so far and through so much, and that just makes me check myself. I know better, you know. Why get so stressed out when you know He got you? You know, it just baffles me how you just let things bother you or let things rile up to the point where you're just so irritated and emotional about it. And it doesn't have to be that way. But I am a work in progress. I am not perfect, not even kind of close. But I know I'm striving for it. I'm striving to be more like Christ. I'm striving to be a better mom, wife, sister, daughter, niece, cousin. all of the above. And I know if I keep leaning and depending on him, I'm going to be fine. We're going to be fine. But I thank you all for your time, for listening to me ramble on about my children. Oh, and baby boy is sick. He's been throwing up, not feeling well. So we'll see how that goes. I've been able to keep liquids in him though. So y'all keep us in prayer and we will pray for y'all. Remember, keep God first and everything else will fall into place. Y'all be blessed.